doing another segment.
The Truth Bros.
The Truth Bros, we're here.
The only brothers on YouTube who are about truth.
Yes.
Who aren't actually brothers. But
we're bound and connected.
yes.
Truth Bros.
By truth. Bound and connected by truth.
What is truth? Did we ever talk about that?
What the hell does truth mean?
I mean, I think I have the way I see truth, and I think it makes sense. It's very simple. People make it really complicated or very ambiguous or very complicated. It's very simple.
How would you define truth?
Truth is that what has happened in the past and what is happening now. So it is what cannot be changed, which is the past, and also it is what is happening right now, which can't be changed. It is that which cannot be changed.
Okay. I like that. That which cannot be changed. Here's my definition of truth.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that basically anything that takes you to that like higher level, to that next level. Anything that improves your life, because I mean basically all truths are improvements essentially. Kind of. I don't know. Maybe that's not a good definition.
Well, okay, I'll say this. The reason why I say that which cannot change, which is the past and what's happening now, is that, you know, you have perception, and you have people's perception, and they can say, because I perceive a certain way, that means my perception is right. Well, you can have a certain perception, but it can be perception of
an illusion,
or not truth or truth. So just because you have a perception doesn't mean it's the right perception.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't mean that it's moral, doesn't mean that it's good for yourself or for other people, it doesn't mean that it's going to help yourself or anyone else. You can have a perception that there's Santa Claus. It doesn't mean that's true.
Right.
So just because people's perception and opinions, just because they have them, doesn't mean it's legitimate. So,
okay.
Yeah. And then lies would be something that has not happened and something that is false. So you can say that, I don't know, the grass is red, and for all time it's been red. And you can say no, it's green now. It's been green in the past, and I guarantee it's going to be green in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, just like with human behavior, it's like in the past, everyone has known that killing is wrong because there's consequences, and killing does not help society at all. We've seen that in the past, and it's the same in the present. So
right.
That is ethically and morally wrong. You cannot kill. And not everything is relative. People say, your morality is relative, or your perception is relative, or truth is relative. No, it's not. That's a cop out. It's a cop out, I think.
Yeah. It's an easy way out.
It's an easy way out, and you can know something. A person can know the truth.
Yo, dude, put the it's like on your chin, dude. Come on, man. We're recording here. This is serious.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Can't be talking with your chin.
There you go. Is that better?
Yeah. There we go.
What was it? Oh yeah. So you can a person can know the truth, but the person doesn't know everything. No one knows everything, but a person can know some things and know the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, the truth. It's like it's kind of a hard thing to define, you know, because it's so like it's such a it encompasses so much. It's like
It Yeah, it encompasses a lot. I think when it comes down to it, I mean, things should be simple. I mean, things should be simplistic, or
yeah,
truth should be simplistic, but which encompasses a lot of things.
right.
Mm. But yeah, I mean, from what I've experienced, truth is what's happened in the past and what's happening now.
Yeah. And it's so important. Like it's so important to live a life where you're searching out the truth and where you're like just trying as hard as you can to discover the truth and only stand up for the truth. You know, like it's like once you go down that path of illusion and once you go down that path of believing in lies, then there's almost like there's nothing holding you back from doing doing even more lies or committing even more immoral acts. But once you
Yeah,
start living that life that's aligned with truth and you become like a truth seeker, then it's like everything only gets better in your life. Like you're just following such a more pure um, life, I
yeah, I
think.
was harmonious. I think when
Yeah,
you apply truth in your life, then it works with other things around you, and it works for other people, and it benefits other people too.
yeah.
I think when you apply the truth, and it works for people around, and it betters society.
Like there's people that habitually lie, man. Like they will just lie, not even think twice about it,
Hmm.
and it's just amazing that people can live that way.
They're called politicians.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely one of the more public liars out there.
Hmm.
But
So,
truth. Okay, so we weren't actually supposed to talk about truth today.
no, but let's get into personal training.
Yeah.
So
So
let's
we
let's
were
start let's start with your background in personal training. How did you get started into it, and why did you go into being a personal trainer?
well, I think my story will be it's basically what I went through in the first video, right, with talking about what got me into health and all that stuff. And so
I don't think we
I
recorded.
what? Oh, did maybe we didn't.
No, because it kept messing up, so we didn't record that.
Oh, so we never actually went through like our life story, our what brings us
No,
here.
no.
Oh man. Okay, so let's see. So I became what? So I was in high school. I followed all the rules. Like my whole life, all the way up through high school, I followed all the rules. I did what I was told. Um, I did what everyone was supposed to do. I got good grades in high school. I played, varsity sports. I was in clubs, all that nonsense. I got into a good college. It wasn't until college that I really, the freedom really hit, and it was kind of like, okay, I just didn't really know what to do because all of a sudden I was able to just do whatever I wanted to do, and I didn't really know how to do that. So, like most people who leave that regimen, that structured kind of system and lifestyle, I kind of totally rebelled, went towards drugs, alcohol, all that stuff. And that lasted for years. I mean, I did that lifestyle for probably a good 6 years. Maybe not that long. Well, yeah, about 6 years actually. And towards the end of it, I sort of just started hitting a wall with my health and just realizing that I needed to get healthy. I couldn't feel the way that I was feeling anymore. I was smoking cigarettes, I was drinking a lot. And so I finally made the choice to quit smoking. And then I got a job at a small fitness studio in Middleburg, Virginia, where I was kind of introduced into the fitness realm. And the owner there really pressed me to get my certification. She thought I'd be a good trainer. I don't know why she thought that at the time, because I was always like hungover from the day before, and I was always like smelling like cigarettes probably.
Damn.
But she saw something in me, and so thank God for that she saw something in me. And so I got my certification, and I started working at WorldGate as a trainer. And did that for 2 years, and then I went over to the YMCA, where I met yourself, Mr. Dante Baker. And then I was there for 2 years, and then I went back to WorldGate for a month. And then I quit. And then I didn't know what the heck I wanted to do, and I started working at some storage garbage place, and I got fired from there.
Damn.
Did I ever tell you that? Did I tell you that?
You didn't say you got fired.
Yeah, they fired
How'd you
me.
get fired?
Because, dude, it's a job where you sit around like all day. And I was one of the, what's it called, a rover, like a roving man, a moving manager. So I would go from location to location, and all we would do is we would sit in these storage shops. Every now and then we would have to go do something with the storage units, like clean it or whatever. But for most of the time, we're sitting in there, and it was just me and the other manager there. And the other managers, despite two of them, I think, who sounded really cool, but I never got to meet them, unfortunately. The two that I worked with, they both weighed over 300 pounds.
Oh my God.
They were both very kind of angry people, unpleasant, not very pleasant people, and they were brother and sister. They were family with each other. So the first one I worked with was a guy, and he was absolutely miserable. He was mean. He was like, he had no patience. He was supposed to like teach me stuff. I would ask him questions, and he would say stuff with such an attitude, dude. And it was just like, dude, screw this, man. Like, you clearly don't want to teach me anything. So forget this. And so, didn't get along with him at all. And then went to go work with his sister, who was in a different location. She was a little bit more chill, but she was kind of like more secretive about it, I think. So we didn't really fight or anything, but I would talk to her all the time, and I don't think she liked me, and so, and I mean, she was fine. I like to talk to my employees if I'm there working with them. But these people were just on completely different wavelengths, totally different spectrums. I mean, the freaking the general manager, the GM of the whole thing, he would smoke a cigarette every hour. I mean, this dude was miserable. So these were really miserable people, and I mean, when I'm around miserable people, I'm always upbeat, and I'm always, I'm messing with people. If they're unhappy, I'm gonna mess with you. Sorry, that's just what I do. And so they didn't like that, and so, yeah, one of the GM brought me in, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work out." I was like, like, all right. It's like I knew it wasn't gonna work out, but that's okay.
And that was the reason. What was his reason?
Well, so it was because I was joking around with the manager there. I was joking around with her. She didn't understand my jokes. Like how I joked, I guess. I thought we were I thought we were cooler than how she was. I guess she's kind of misinterpreted my jokes. But like, so that morning, okay, so the morning before I was fired, the GM came into our location and he sat down with me and he was like, Jesse, I want you to really like be the boss around here. I want you to really take control of the place and take charge of everything. And I was like, all right, I'll do that. And so throughout the rest of that day, I was kind of trying to take charge of everything. And when I was doing it, I would kind of jokingly say to Janet, who was the lady I worked with, I'd be like, well, Janet, I'm the boss now. Dan said it. And I said that to her in a very, what I thought, jokingly manner. That sounds like a joke, right? I mean, that sounds sarcastic.
Yeah.
Because obviously she's the manager there. I'm aware of that. But she didn't think it was a joke, and so she told the GM that I was telling her that I was the boss to her all day. She told him that I was telling her that I was the boss of the place, like a bit in a serious, like seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of laughed, like, I mean, obviously she didn't understand what I was saying to her. And it's too much fried chicken and beer and all that stuff in her brain to interpret jokes, I guess. She doesn't get humor. So then after that I came back to the Y, right? I went back to the YMCA because I was kind of like, oh no, I need a job.
Yeah.
And I think this is part of my conditioning growing up was to think that I always needed to rely on others, that I always needed to rely for my resources on other people. And so this has been a trend now for the past 4 years. It's like whenever I don't like my job, or whenever I'm out of a job, I instantly I start panicking and looking for, who can give me a job? Who can give me a job? And that's what I did with the Y, thinking, oh, this would be, I kind of liked it. The coworkers are chill. Let me just go back there, and they at least pay me some. And so I went back there and worked for a day and a half.
Yeah.
And both days, the day and the half the day were absolutely miserable. And I quit after the day and a half. I went in for the morning shift at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I told the fitness director, I met with her and I said I gotta go. I gotta go home. I said, this is so early. This is miserable. And this is Jill we're talking about. She was just like, oh well, you just gotta bite the bullet every now and then. She was like, I was up until 3 a.m. last night. And I'm working, and I'm working 10-hour shifts. I was like, Jill, I mean, in my head I was thinking, Jill, I'm sorry, but I don't want to be you. You look miserable. You look really unhappy. You look really tired and really stressed out. And I'm, she says oh, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. You don't. That's what they want you to think. They want you to think that you have to sacrifice and do these terrible things that you hate doing just because you just got to do what you got to do.
Right.
That's not the truth.
It's not.
The truth is we need to find out what we want to do
right.
and follow that and then make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm doing now. I started my own training business, and it's going well. I just started a month ago, and so here we go, man. I've got prospects. Things are happening. And this is I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I mean, I know that working for other people was just, I was unhappy the whole time doing it.
Mhm.
The only times I was happy was when I was training my clients, because that's basically when I'm, in control there, when I'm the one doing it.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I know I went off on big tangents there. But I through my really unhealthy years, I really learned to appreciate the nutrition. I really learned to appreciate exercise, especially the nutrition part. I mean, I've healed so much through eating healthy, and now I'm fruitarian for the past 3 days. I'm eating nothing but fruit, and I feel incredible. And it's so healing. But personal training, I've got 4 years experience in it, and exercise is great. But I think it's a gateway into health. It's not what it's built up to be by society. Society builds it up because it's a huge moneymaker. These gyms are making lots of money from this stuff. But it's a great way. Yeah, I mean, it is. But it is one of the best ways, in my opinion, to enter the health realm. Like, if you've been unhealthy for years, it's the best way to really spark the whole health journey, to really jumpstart you and get you onto it. Because, like, you start feeling stuff fast. You start feeling results of it quickly. And things happen quickly with your body when you do that. So it's like, it gets you to start, okay, wow, I'm starting to feel really good from this. And then you start getting into other things. Well, what else is going to make me feel really good? And that's when most people get into, well, not most people actually, but some people, the smart ones, the wise ones, that's when they get into nutrition and mental wellness and that kind of stuff. But that's basically my journey. I mean, I don't, like, when I put my experience, like my years and stuff, on paper, it doesn't look like that much, but I really feel like I'm very experienced in healing and in mental health and just living an abundant life. I feel like I'm quite wise in that, and I've done it. I mean, look at the way I live. I live pretty much how I want to. It's pretty amazing. I don't work that much, yet we're able to sustain a nice house and several children and ourselves. And so this is all created. This is all thought out. This is all planned. And from where I came, I know that you can create your own path. Because when I was really unhealthy and carried unhealthy thoughts and was unconscious in my mind, I was creating a very miserable state of being, and nothing was happening how I wanted it to. I was very unhappy with how my life was. And so once you go down that path of healthy living, you realize that you create your life. You set this, you set it up with your thoughts and with your energy and your focus.
Yeah.
And so that was a lot of talk about a lot of stuff. So training was in there somewhere.
Training.
Good luck chopping that one up into several videos. It's like,
I don't know how I can do that.
You like pick pieces from here, like all around it.
Yeah. We'll work that piece out.
Just put Jesse's rant and make that one video. Jesse's rant, and put that. Okay, so what about you? Let's hear your health journey.
I'll be brief with that.
No, what? No, dude. You gotta be long-winded and extreme like me.
Let's see. Well, very simply, because I got into it.
Last two. Give me a coconut water.
Sorry. Into health and fitness, and also my own experience with sports for a while with my dad, and that was very encouraging to continue that. So it was a mixture of my mom and dad just encouraging me, just getting me into physical health and physical fitness. And I did wrestling when I was in 11th, 12th grade. So yeah, just fitness has always been in my life, sports and also doing Muay Thai for several years. I did Muay Thai, and that was very. Uh,
Do you still
it,
do a martial art?
it helped me to be just
Can you
more
hear me?
confident, have more self-esteem, and mentally. Oh, say
Oh,
that again?
sorry. I think it's lagging.
Oh yeah,
Can you?
not yeah, I can hear you.
How long did you do? So do you still do martial arts? Any of the martial arts?
I no, not really. I mean, what I do now is teach, but
No.
no, not really. I still know my moves, so the punches and kicks. If I ever picked it back up again, then yeah, I can still throw a kick, throw a punch. I mean, when I was at the YMCA, I was doing kickboxing. I taught the
Hmm.
kickboxing class for 2 years.
So
So
you've basically like you've kind of you grew up with kind of health and fitness. Like
yeah,
it was sort of taught to you or at an early age, and
yeah,
you went with it.
yeah, yeah. I picked it up and embraced it, that journey. And yeah, it made a lot of sense to me, and
Cool.
it was almost like a path that was already there for me. And I was my mom, she took me to holistic and natural healers and alternative medicine doctors. So we for a young age, I never really got into going to the doctor for ailment or for like allergies. When I came to Reston from Maryland, I had like a lot of allergies. I had issues, but after taking homeopathic remedies, which is remedies that have a little bit of the pollen without any side
Hmm.
effects, you take that and your immune system gets used to it. So, and your immune system gets stronger. So yeah, I never liked going to the doctor. Never really did. I always found alternative ways. I knew about other methods, and then just so it was just all conditioned. That was the
Yeah.
greatest condition in my
Very
childhood.
very lucky, man. Very
Yeah,
lucky.
yeah.
Not of course not lucky. I mean it's something you chose, I'm sure.
Hmm.
But that's something that I'm going to make sure to instill into my children. Um, putting their health first.
Hmm.
It's that's something I was never taught as a child. Like that was never important. It's like we just ate the standard American diet,
Hmm.
and that was it. There
Yeah,
was focus on like sports. Yeah, you got to play sports, but nutrition and a focus on your own health was not something that was taught. And I don't think I'm alone in that. I think that's a very modern thing for a lot of families, especially our generation. Our parents' generation had no understanding of that, especially in America. It's like they didn't have
yeah,
an appreciation of nutrition and and food. Like even to this day, like right, all those old people in the YMCA, most of them, they all have this same kind of attitude towards spirituality, towards using food as health, as your medicine, towards mental health practices. They think it's a bunch of hogwash, and they think that all food is the same, and it's unfortunate. And so a lot of our generation had to go through what I went through, which is where we had to figure it out for ourselves.
yeah.
Like we basically we binge off of all this bad stuff because there's not an understanding there that it's bad for us yet because
Hmm.
that was never taught,
Hmm.
and then we have to learn through that. But I mean, the great thing about that is that it turns a lot of us into healers, and so through that, we become self healers and heal others through that. So as much as I am angry at them for doing that, there's also gratitude there because I know how to self-heal now, and I have an immense appreciation for alternative medicine and mental health and all that stuff. Anything that's health related. So, but let's talk about. I know you wanted to get into personal training. What did you want to hit on that? Like what makes a good trainer?
Yeah, I want to talk about what is your definition. Well, let's talk about this. I think that I can ask a couple questions. Is that
coconut water?
You know, you
Oh
you
yeah.
have a trainer, and they will come out there into the gym and say that they have these certain skills. They can help you lose weight, and they put you through a really hard, gruesome workout, and they say that is the way that you can lose weight. So, for example, like the CrossFit type of exercises, or
Yeah.
doing these really hardcore exercises that some
Yeah.
people may not be ready for, or it can exacerbate poor posture. So, what do you think about those
Right.
type of trainers who say that a hardcore type of CrossFit workout is what's needed to lose weight or to be healthy? What do you say to those?
Well, exercise is not the key to health.
Hmm.
It's not even close. It is a small. I mean, it's a helpful aspect. But anyone who promotes fitness and exercise as the number one most important thing, and if they focus their life around that, then they're not actually living a completely healthy lifestyle. And this is unfortunately how most of the trainers are today in the fitness industry. They have no concept of nutrition, no concept of true health. Most of them over-exercise. Most of them take ridiculous supplements with creatine and a bunch of pre-workout garbage that they're putting into their bodies just so that they look really muscly and strong and they look good on the outside. And so, that's that. I mean, to be honest, I don't like being a personal trainer is not really what I love the most. I mean, if it were really up to me, I'd be more of like a nutrition and mental health like coach, counselor, which I may end up getting into at some point. But as of right now, personal training is a good gateway to be able to impact people through nutrition and mental health. You know what I mean? You get people to sign up for training, and you introduce them to the nutrition and into the mental health aspects. So I'm much more about like a holistic, well-rounded approach to wellness. Oh, you starting the car or something?
Yeah, I'm still in the car. I'm gonna move to a point where it's better reception.
Oh, okay.
So
But
if you hear the
I,
car,
I'm.
that's okay.
Do you want to stop? Should we stop it for now, or what
Oh
do you
no,
want
keep
to do?
going.
All right.
Keep going. Just run it right through. I can hear you. I'm with you.
All right. Just be careful, man. You're driving right now, bro. Don't like.
I'm
If
not
you
gonna crash.
get into
I
a
promise.
crash right now, I'm gonna feel really bad if you get into an accident right now.
I promise
Like,
I won't. I won't crash. I got you. I can hear you.
are you the guy that was Google chatting him while he got into his accident? You bastard! Why wouldn't you just hang up the phone? But anyways, my take when I see these people that are like super enthused about exercise, I mean, I think it's good because they're doing what they're clearly passionate about. So I think that's good. But there's so much more to health than the exercise aspect. And it's like
Yeah.
these people are so into like CrossFit and these things, these really intense exercises, and it's like they turn that into like a sport almost. They turn it into a sport. They're super competitive with it, and they brag about it to other people, and they compare what they're doing with other fitness exercise experts. And it's like, dude, somebody can go out and just walk for like 10 minutes a day and they'll be getting like good exercise. You know what I mean? Like they don't need to be doing this crazy stuff like pull-ups and then burpees and then push-ups and all this nonsense. And I think once you get to a healthy enough state through nutrition and through just a healthy state of mind and healthy outlook on life, you start understanding how kind of minuscule exercise is. On the grand scheme of things, it's not that important. It's great.
Yeah,
It's like
like
you go ahead.
I would agree with you because go ahead.
Yeah, dude, you're lagging, dude, big
I'm
time.
lagging.
Yeah.
No, you're not lagging anymore.
All right.
Okay. Oh, well, what I was gonna say is that there was a study done to test
Uh-oh. I think we lost him, folks. Dante.